Straight ahead on 12 News, a different path to that 4-year degree, one option at a local community college you may not be aware of. Then the power of your shopping dollar and the way some people say better benefits your community. But first,
there we go.
Stuck and trying to get out. The snowfall that has many of us trying to relearn our winter driving skills. 12 News starts right now. It was the first snowstorm of the season, and you'd think Minnesota drivers forgot how to drive. According to the State Patrol, there were 137 crashes in the metro Wednesday morning, one of them fatal. In the South Metro, a Lakeville North high school student was killed while driving to school. Today's winter wallop brought at least 6 inches of snow to the Northwest Metro as we went to air. The rest of the week will bring bone-chilling cold.
And together, that combination of snow and cold will create dicey driving conditions. Reporter Sonia Goins has more on how to avoid an accident.
There's one word to describe our snowpack roads: ugly.
It was a little slippery. When I was driving up here, my car kind of slid maybe once or twice.
It was a white knuckle, turn down the radio, and hope you don't get in an accident kind of day.
Trying to pull out at my car, kind of, it's like hydroplaning or whatever you'd call it.
This guy got stuck after he accidentally ran over a parking lot median.
Just coming forward and did a dumb thing and just came right up on the hump.
A good Samaritan pulled him out.
Back up a little bit. Chain broke the tow strap and then pushed him off with the pole.
Driving on slick, snowpack roads can be tricky.
Your tires lose contact with the road surface.
Clark Messenbrink is a driving instructor and former Brooklyn Center police officer.
The biggest thing that is going to put you into spin is using too much brake. Your brake becomes your enemy on ice.
If your car skids, you're going to want to do this.
Best thing is just to let off the accelerator and just try to steer through that slippery spot.
It's a good idea not to drive too close to the vehicle in front of you. Follow the 3-second rule.
You find an object along the side of the road. Once the car ahead of you passes that object, you start counting 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3.
Now, four-wheel drive can help you with traction, but that doesn't mean you could speed on the road.
You hit that one little patch of ice, and you're going to spin like a top.
But the best advice is to slow down.
You just have to respect the snow. It's going to get the best of you if you let your guard down on it.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Clark Messenbrink says snow tires will help you in the snow, but they don't work so well on ice. He also says all-season tires are just as good.
And here's a reminder to watch where you park. Crystal, Robbinsdale, Plymouth, and Golden Valley have all issued snow emergencies, which means no parking on streets until they've been plowed curb to curb. Other Northwest Metro cities have a standing rule that prohibits parking after a snowfall of 2 inches or more, or until plows have come through. Cars parked illegally can be ticketed and towed.
Crystal has decided to allow new multicolored electronic signs in the city, something that other suburbs already allow, but some members of the council were having second thoughts even as they were voting. The old rule limited electronic signs to a single color, but updated multicolored signs are becoming more popular in the metro. As Crystal council members voted, some wondered about the impact they might have on neighbors.
You know, we wouldn't let McDonald's keep the drive-through open past 11 o'clock because we're worried about the headlights from just driving through McDonald's bothering the people at Caliber Chase. And so if we're so concerned about that, I'm a little nervous about the neighbors too.
In the end, Crystal approved the signs by a 4-3 vote on Tuesday. The rules require images to stay on the signs at least 2 minutes to help reduce driver distraction.
Looking for a 4-year degree? More students are increasingly turning to a local option you may not know about. North Hennepin Community College now offers 7 different bachelor's degrees thanks to partnerships with several 4-year universities. About 500 students are earning degrees in fields such as business, nursing, and construction management. College officials say they can see the day when North Hennepin becomes a full-fledged 4-year college.
Now, whether we have to do that as a partner with an existing university or whether our charter will be expanded to give us the ability to confer those degrees, I don't know. But I think ultimately those opportunities will be present here on our campus, no doubt.
The next year, North Hennepin will add several new bachelor's degrees programs through Concordia and Bethel, and they plan to expand their medical careers programs through St. Cloud State. Is there a strategy to crossing off items from your Christmas shopping list?
Well, there's a group of people who want you to look first at local merchants before you buy. Reporter Shannon Slatton explains why that could also give you more long-term bang for your buck.
Christmas, people are going to spend money anyway, so why not just spend it right here in Robbinsdale?
Finding a deal in snow-covered downtown Robbinsdale will be an easy grab on Saturday. From Christmas decor and flowers to the food.
Here at the lodge, they're going to do buy one prime rib dinner, get one free.
To learn more, just follow the Shop Robbinsdale signs.
It was just kind of a string of comments that led to an idea at a council meeting.
The idea was to create a day to promote local shopping.
We decided to that this was a great idea for Robbinsdale.
But organizers hope shoppers come out for a more loftier purpose besides just finding that good bargain.
It's really important to keep the money here in town in Robbinsdale.
As a shopper, you have a lot of power. We're urging shoppers to use that money wisely and responsibly by, when they could, shopping local.
Think Take Minnesota 2020 says spending dollars locally is smart.
The benefits of spending money locally is your tax dollars stay locally.
Tax dollars that go to help schools, roads, and communities. Plus,
if there is a business that's there and available on Main Street, that's one less vacant place on Main Street, and it helps keep the community moving forward.
By using your purchasing power wisely, experts say your dollar can pay for much more than a holiday gift.
We can't just assume that they're going to be here without spending our money here.
In Robbinsdale, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
Shop Robbinsdale will be Saturday, December 7th. Aside from deals at the stores, Santa will be at Birdtown Cafe, and there will be free s'mores in the plaza. And a buy one, get one free prime rib dinner. You're going to buy one, and I get the free one.
Why do I figure that? Yeah.
Coming up, our Brooklyn Park man takes over a key leadership post within the Minnesota National Guard.
We will meet the new commanding general of the Red Bulls up next. Sports, it's a high-scoring battle as Armstrong and Tark Center go head-to-head in boys basketball.
But first, a character-building AccuWeather forecast. Brace yourself for several days of bitter cold weather. National Guard is getting ready to usher in a new era with a new commanding general who happens to be a Brooklyn Park resident. Brigadier General Neal Loidolt will lead almost 20,000 soldiers in 6 different states as commanding general of the 34th Red Bull Infantry Division. General Loidolt will be recognized at a change of command ceremony on Saturday, and he joins Alexandra in our studio for a conversation about this new era for the Red Bulls.
Thanks, Mike. General Loidolt, you are stepping into a new role as commanding general of the Red Bulls. Tell us what your primary responsibility and top priority will be in this new position.
Well, the primary responsibility is as the commander of an organization that in Minnesota encompasses 4 Army brigades, 10,000 soldiers, but regionally 6 different states and almost 20,000 soldiers. And so my top priority is to ensure that we maintain a level of readiness in those units so that we're available for the federal mission, which is the warfight, or the state mission, which is our domestic operations response.
There are several hundred Red Bull soldiers still in Afghanistan supporting the drawdown. But tell us, this is a time of transition, it sounds like, for the Red Bulls, from more than a decade of combat operations to now a more domestic focus. Tell us a little bit about that transition.
It's an interesting transition in that we also are leaving a time of fairly plentiful resources into this rather austere environment. And so what we'll find ourselves doing more and more is to be focused at the small unit level on the tactics and readiness in that respect, and then also looking towards our domestic operations mission to protect the lives of Minnesotans when it comes to fires, floods, and there still is the likelihood of a terrorist attack or even cyber, as we've heard reported recently here in the news.
The Red Bulls will be ready.
Red Bulls will be ready, yes indeed.
And your experience with the military with the Minnesota Army National Guard goes back to 1984. You've had 2 deployments yourself in Iraq. How does your experience serve you now in this new role as commanding general?
I think the most significant thing is I have seen the good and the bad I have been in the Army long enough now to know how it works, to know how soldiers work, and to know what the most important things are for an organization to be successful. And I think that's the nature of the way the military transitions its leadership.
Well, congratulations on the new position.
Thank you.
General Loidolt, thanks so much for joining us. Back to you, Mike.
All right, thank you. A new play opens at North Hennepin this week. We will preview Fences coming up. But first, a hot start to the season for Armstrong's boys hockey team. John Jacobson has more on the Falcons when we come back. John Jacobson with Sports Now, and we start with a pretty good basketball matchup right here in the Northwest Metro.
Yeah, great early season conference game. Two teams that will face each other again later in the season, but a fun one to watch on Tuesday. The Armstrong and Park Center boys basketball teams got off to good starts this winter. Armstrong hoped to knock off the defending Northwest Suburban Conference champions when they hosted the Pirates Tuesday night. Armstrong works a nice give and go here. Evan Nolan gets the layup. He scores 12 in the first half, 19 points for the game. Isaac Matthews gets the steal near half court and takes it in for the breakaway dunk for Park Center, and it's close much of the first half. Jerome Dixon is off to a great start for Armstrong. He pops a three-pointer on his way to a 24-point game. The Falcons lead by a dozen, 44-32 at halftime. Ryan Casperson is on fire in the second half for Armstrong, pouring in 16 and a half. After a slow start, Isaiah McKay is tremendous as he leads a Park Center rally. They are down 10 after that basket. And then he nails a jumper to bring the Pirates within 83-80. McKay scores 27 in the second half and 33 on the night. But Armstrong makes enough plays to hold on. 4 players touch the ball, and Sean Burns gets the hoop and foul to help seal it up. Armstrong wins 90-84. Osseo looks like a strong contender in Northwest Suburban Conference boys basketball. After blasting Anoka in their opener November 22nd, the Orioles had plenty of time to prepare for their game against Blaine. First half, Osseo defensive pressure creates the turnover. Wheeler Baker gets the steal and finishes with a thunderous dunk. And then watch the inbounds. Baker will get his hands on the ball again, picks up another steal, and then finishes with a spinning shot for 2. That makes it 12-3 Orioles. Later, Jordan Dembley takes a shot in the lane that misses. Ian Tyson there for the rebound. He'll miss, but grabs his own rebound and scores and gets fouled. That makes it 23-5 Osseo. On the other end, more defense. Baker steps in front of a Blaine pass, and watch the finish. Beautiful spin move into the layup. And that has the Orioles up by 22 points. Later on the transition, Baker with the pass, hitting Alan Anderson, who holds up, finds Giovanni Pastrano, and a nice pass for the layup. Osseo heads into the half up 46-19. They go on to win 88-56. Breck's boys hockey team was third in the state in Class A last season. The Mustangs entered Tuesday's game against Providence Academy with a 2-0-1 record. Early first period of this one, Michael Orkey, nice pass to William Blake. He scores on the backhander for a 1-0 Breck lead. Second period, it's Orkey to Blake again for a 2-0 Mustangs lead. Later in the second, Breck on the power play. Tyler Lindstrom bangs in the rebound. Mustangs lead at 3-1 after 2. Early in the third period, Matt Murphy with a shot, top corner for a power play goal for the Lions. They cut the lead to 3-2. But Chase Ellingson adds an insurance goal for Breck, and the Mustangs win at 4-2. They host Thief River Falls on Saturday. Armstrong's boys hockey team is playing well to start the season as they head into a busy stretch of games. The Falcons are off to a 3-0 start after winning just 5 games all of last season. It's the second season for Danny Charleston as head coach, and there is more of a comfort level this season. Falcons lost a lot to graduation from last season, but a good group of younger players has stepped in. The guys aren't that surprised with the way things are going so far.
To be honest, I've seen these guys all summer and all fall. We've been really working hard. We got a really solid goaltender who's young, but he's a stud. So I mean, not really, because a goal gets you a long way.
You know, we're breaking the puck out well. We're finding each other. Our passing's been better. The boys have really put in a lot of work on the off season and working on explosive dynamic skating and plyometrics and just getting stronger.
While the 3 wins are nice, the Falcons know that it hasn't been the toughest part of their schedule. They open conference play against Andover Thursday and face Maple Grove Saturday. It's a stretch that will tell them a lot about their team.
It's really going to give us a perspective on where we're at with the teams that we'll be playing throughout the rest of the year. It'll be a big week for us.
Armstrong week wasn't as busy as it could have been. Their scheduled game Wednesday night against the Minneapolis Co-op team has been postponed because of the snow. But I think by Thursday night, everything should be good and games will be back on.
So
yes,
thanks
right.
a lot, John. Still had a light display in Plymouth that has turned into a must-see attraction.
But first, we'll tell you about an ambitious new play that opens at North Hennepin. We will preview Fences when we come back. And there it is. A Plymouth neighborhood is lighting up for the holidays like never before. 58,000 lights cover 6 properties this year. It's part of an annual synchronized light show called PD Shimmers to raise money for Parkinson's patients. Mike Justak, who has Parkinson's, started it. He added something new this year called Sparkle.
Sparkle is like a Star Wars lightsaber wand, a 4-foot tube of lights that'll sit on the base of your windshield, and your car will actually become a part of the light show. It's synchronized to the music, battery operated, and radio controlled.
Pretty cool, huh? And you can find the show in the 4300 block of Ithaca Lane North in Plymouth. Part of the money raised this year will help pay for a bus light tour for Parkinson's patients who have trouble getting around. Well, finally, a group of actors not shying away from a challenge.
Today is opening day for North Hennepin's production of Fences by playwright August Wilson. Fences was a Broadway hit and is a character-driven play that deals with life lessons. It's set in the 1950s when racial discrimination was common. For 5 of the actors at North Hennepin, it's their very first play.
It's a steep learning curve, teaching them about acting, about how to memorize lines, about how to understand characters and relationships, and how to chart that through the play, because all the characters change quite a lot during the play.
Theater director Mike Ritchie says Fences is a play every audience member can take something away from. Performances run through Sunday at North Hennepin, including Thursday at 7:30 p.m. And that does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
And as we say goodbye, we leave you with the Christmas tree lighting and community sing-along in Robbinsdale Tuesday night. We'll see you back here again tomorrow.
When the clock is striking 12, when I'm fast asleep, down the chimney, brown and black, with your pack, your creep, all the stockings you will find hanging in a row.